Fishyaker.com, the original kayak rigging video series.
Hello, my name is Rod Bates and I'm the owner of Koinonia Guide Service. We're a Christian-based organization here in central Pennsylvania. And I want to talk to you today about some things about channel catfishing. We like to use a product called Sudden Impact. The first thing I'm going to do is show you how we rig our line. So we'll do that right now. I like to fish a medium heavy action rod, and I fish 17-pound test fluorocarbon line. And what we want to do is we have a sinker. This will be egg-shaped type sinker is all we're going to use. And what we do is we slide that on the line. But first, we want to have a leader anywhere from 2 to 3 feet. So one of the things I do, rather than carrying leader material, is I can use this 17-pound test fluorocarbon for my main line and my leader. So I'm just going to take my swivel and I'm going to tie it on to my line. And you can use a polymer knot. For this purposes, I'm just going to use a clinch knot. When I'm fishing, I actually use a trilene knot. We're just going to do something quick here. Well, I'll leave setting it. Take the glasses off, now we can see. Seems counterproductive, but that's the way it is. So we'll snug that up. Okay, now rather than having leader material, all I'm going to do is measure up here, get to where I want my leader to be. That's about right. So now I'm going to cut the line. Again, I'm using this 17-pound test fluorocarbon, so it can act as my main line and my leader material. So now we'll just tie that again quickly. Again, I would use a trilene knot if I was channel catfishing, but I'm just going to throw a little clinch knot in here. Now, in using Sudden Impact, what's so great about this bait is not only the odor that's with it, it's a cheese-based product, but it has a fiber in it, so it stays on your hook really well. So what's nice about that is you can use a treble hook without springs, without sponges, without anything for the fish to feel. It's just the bait and then the hook. So one of the things I forgot to do, though, is I didn't put my weight on there. So I got to do that again. So I'm using an egg sinker. You could use a product such as a sinker slide, and Team Catfish makes them. Other manufacturers as well, but we like to fish Team Catfish products. The weight of your sinker is going to depend on your current and depth. So you could be fishing anything from a quarter ounce, up to a 1 ounce or whatever. Current and depth are going to dictate. Okay. So basically you got a sinker slide. A lot of times, most of the time I'll use a sinker bumper. You put that right in there like that. And then what happens is that protects your knot. As that comes down and bangs that sinker bumper, the knot is protected. You got your leader. And again, I would use a trilene knot. Basically we're going to tie a treble hook. Now they recommend it'll tell you right on the container, they're going to recommend a number 6. I fish a number 4 or a number 6. So we're going to put that on there. Now the fiber bait, again, we said it has fibers in it. So what we want to do is we want to put that bait on there, the Sudden Impact. This is all I use for channel catch. I used to use the shrimp and the chicken guts and the livers and put them out and let them soak in the sun and all that messy stuff. But you don't have to do that anymore. We use this Sudden Impact. And basically what you do is get yourself a paddle. You can make it out of wood. You can use a stick. I actually make mine out of aluminum. It's easier to clean. Put a little V-notch in there. So then what we do is we take that bait, using that hook, and slide it in there, and then you just swirl it around the hook. This was out in the truck, so it's cold, so it's a little bit harder to work. In the summertime, it's going to be a lot more pliable for you. So we get a glob on there. So in the summertime, you'll have that wrapped on there. Now in the wintertime, guys have talked to me and said, hey man, it doesn't want to work, it's hard to work. So in reality, even though it smells, you can wear a glove and you can just take this and form it right on that hook. Now that's going to stay on your line, depends on the current, but typically I'll throw it out there and I'll leave it out there maybe 5 minutes. If we're not bit in 5 minutes, I need to bring it in. It either washed off, which is fine because you're putting scent in the water, or if we don't have a fish in 5 to 10 minutes, I'm moving. Did a seminar already, and folks have come up, and I seen one guy nodding. Yeah, he fishes it. I asked him, I said, what's your record? How fast? He said 10 seconds. So if those fish are in the area, they're going to bite that bait, and you're going to have plenty of action. Now, when you're catching channel cats, one of the things I do is I pinch down the barbs as well, because we get so many bites, it's just easier to release those fish, and we don't hurt them as much. A couple other things. When you're fishing for catfish, it's great to have a spreader. Put that in the jaws, opens up, and makes it easy to get the hook out. Another thing, if you're fishing at night, Team Catfish has these glow sticks. It's not a glow stick, it's actually a pad. And you activate it by putting a flashlight on it, wrap it on your rod tip. I like to put it on my items when fishing in the dark, like scissors and pliers, things of that nature, and then it reflects and you can see them really well. Another thing that's a must is the Team Catfish fish grippers. They work great. We use them on all species, muskie, walleye, our catfish. We use them on everything. So that's another great thing to have there. Now one more thing I wanted to show you. For you guys that still want to fish cut bait or live bait, it's an easy way to snell a hook. All you got to do is remember the line through the eye to the point of the hook. So line through the eye to the point of the hook, and you bring the tag end down. Now, you don't want this tag end real long because it can get in here and wrap around your hook and foul the hook. So pull that back to just to where it's at the bend of the hook. Now, all you do is wrap it 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Now take that line always through the eye to the point of the hook. You bring it through there, snug it up, and you've got your snelled hook. And I've lifted 20-pound plus flatheads in the boat with that. Works great. Now if you do want to fish that live bait, or cut bait, all you got to do is take that knot, fish it back through. It creates a loop. Hook your chicken liver on your hook. Put the rest of your meat in that loop. Snug it tight. And now you've got the hook and the loop to help hold that bait on there. So it's an easy way to snell the hook. Always through the eye of the hook, towards the point. 8-time wrap. Line through the eye of the hook, towards the point. Snug it, and there you go. My name's Rod Bates. Thank you for your time.